In this video, we're going to be using Asylum Shave Works. This is Colonia, and this is made by Veracino. And we're going to be using the Rockwell 6S in blue. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back to another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using Asylum Shave Works Colonia. And this is made by Veracino. Very, very hard soap. This is a triple milled soap, which means it's probably going to last a long time. The soap is concentrated. It's put through those rollers 3 times. A lot of the air is squeezed out. Very, very hard. I got this at Bull Goose Shaving for $28 for 5.3 ounces. And normally that would be pricey on our price chart. But because this is triple milled, I'm going to say this is at least a fair price, if not good, because of the consistency of this soap, which is very hard. The scent on it is very nice. We'll show you the notes right there. Bergamot, lemon, orange, rose, sandalwood. Sort of reminds you of maybe Aqua de Parma or Razor Rock Triple X. Something like that. We'll show you the ingredients right there. And we'll put the top on this. And this, again, was at Bull Goose. And it was on discount because some dents in the tin. And I don't mind if you're going to sell a tin and it has dents in it and you sell it at a discount, I say, thumbs up. We don't like to buy scratch and dent product at retail, but we will buy it at a discount. Okay, today's razor is the Rockwell 6S, and I'm on plate 6 today. I don't know if you can see that 6 right there, which is the maximum setting. The blade is feather. It's on our second use, and we look forward to getting going today. I hope you all are having a great day so far, and we're going to mist. We have our standard 24 hours of growth, and now I'm just applying water to the face. Hydration is key to making a slick lather, and we've already made one in our Captain's Choice bowl. Brush for today, West Coast Shaving Honeycomb, and we'll get going with our Asylum Shave Works Colonia, which has a great scent, and I think we've got a good lather here. Plenty of hydration in it. What I did was, with these really hard soaps, I'll just take a knife and cut a sliver and press it into the bowl. Then again, I'll redo my bowl lathering tutorial because I realized the one I've been showing with Colonel Conk, I'm using a lot of water in that one. And normally I wouldn't use as much water at the start, but I found with that soap, it can really take a lot of water at the beginning. If you want to see that, I'll link it below. But anyway, no problems today with the Veracino. As you can see, the the lather is running down the handle there. Plenty of hydration in it. And again, hydration is key. Terrific smelling soap. I would call the scent strength on this right at that medium level, but it's got a great scent. I don't know if he has any more of these. Zach from Zach Slice Likes to Shave told me that they had some on sale. And so I went and grabbed it. And I don't know if they have any more of this or will have any more in the future. So I'll link it below, but I do not know if it's going to remain in stock. So that we'll start with that caveat today. Let's remove some of this lather. We don't need to shave all the way down to our clavicles, I like to say. Let's get the soap off our shirt there so it's not so messy, and dry our hands and get going. And the Rockwell 6S here is all stainless. I like to recommend the 6S or 6C to beginners, and the reason why is it comes with the 3 plates, and there are 2 settings, 1 setting per side in terms of efficiency. And I think that will allow someone to sort of find the sweet spot. Now, sometimes new folks have a tendency to want to try a bunch of different stuff all at once, and I recommend if you're new, put it on a low setting and stick with it until you get used to it. Resist the temptation of tinkering too much when you're new. Feather blade is feeling very good in the Rockwell. Even on 6 for me, it does not feel menacing, but then again, I like to use razors with some efficiency. It does cut well, I'll tell you that. And I was enabled to buy this razor, back around Christmas by Jeremy Tyler, the traveling shaver, and Marion, the barbarian. we were talking about razors, and I was like, you know, I'd like to have a 6S. I have the 6C, and the 6C is made of just like, you know, an alloy pot metal. The 6S is all stainless. You can get the base version of the 6S for right around $100. The colored versions, and they have like red, black, blue, as you see here. A little bit more, about $130, but look for coupons, because I know Rockwell offers sometimes 20 and 30% off coupons, so please take advantage of that. And sometimes you can get the colored versions like this for you know, right around $100-ish. And it's always good to get a good bargain when you can. And again, we have plenty of hydration in the lather today. As you can see, it nearly dripping. And as I've been saying recently, just make the type of lather that you like, but hydration, especially for straight razors, is key. And if you watch some of my videos, even as recently as a year ago, you'll notice that I changed the way I lathered, because when I started straight razor shaving, I realized it was just there wasn't enough hydration in it, and that created a sort of drag. And with the DE, oftentimes you can get away with it. But with the straight razor, you do need a little more slickness. I think most people agree on that. But you can shave with anything. I mean, I've shaved with a straight razor with just water before. So you can shave with almost anything, but these soaps will really, really help and aid the glide of that razor across the skin, which is what you want. And but ultimately, make the type of lather that works well for you. And if you're making a lather that's working well and you're getting great shaves every single day, then that's a good lather. It doesn't have to necessarily appear a certain way. Don't worry about it if your lather's not looking, you know, like a Santa Claus beard or something like that. If the shaves are going well, if you're achieving slickness primarily, you're doing okay. I always say if the type of lather that is good is the one that results in a consistent shave day in, day out. And if you're hitting the mark on that, don't worry about it. You're doing fine. A lot of new people beat themselves up about lather because their lather doesn't look a certain way. Measure the success of your lathering by the success and consistency of your shaves. You're getting great shaves day in, day out. Go for it. And already I'm going against the grain here, and I should be going across, so we'll switch and go across. On my neck, the grain runs that way, and actually it swirls in some places. I do 3 across the grain passes, but I should be going this way on the cheeks, which is across the grain. But sometimes I forget, and I just go against the grain on the cheeks right away, but no problem. This soap has plenty of residual slickness. And so we can, even with very little visible, there's some good slickness there. You can feel it. When you can especially feel it when you put the razor to your face, that there's still a little sheen of slickness left over. Now for new folks, if you're struggling with lathering, I recommend that you resist the temptation of going over unlathered areas, because you can get into trouble there. But for those of you who have been around a while, you know that most of these soaps leave a good sheen of slickness behind. And even though you can't see it, it's still slick. And so it's not a problem to go across there. But for new people, I always recommend only shave the areas with lather. And then you'll sort of learn over time where you can continue to make a few extra strokes, or maybe buff a little bit, and where not. But I must say that the feather with the Rockwell 6-on-6 here is a good pairing for me. I'm enjoying it. And again, we're just using residual slickness here, and it's working just fine. The Saponificio Varesino soap it's a very, very good soap in my opinion. Let's wet the face and get into pass number 3, and we're having a very nice, efficient, this for me is like an autopilot shave, because I find the Rockwell very easy to use. Regardless of the plate, It works well. And again, you'll notice I was flinging lather about there a little bit because I've got a lot of hydration in this lather. And sometimes I just like to push the hydration of a soap just to see if it will handle it. And most of the soaps today can. You'll occasionally run across a few that just simply will not handle it, and they'll sort of disappear on you. And so be careful, especially again if you're new. But what I used to do when I was new was I would get a bowl, get some soap while I'm watching TV, and just practice lathering. And just, you know, sort of make a lather, take it out of the brush, do it again. As you can see, there's plenty of hydration in this lather. No problem at all. This is a good soap. And I don't know, again, if Bull Goose is going to have another order of this particular one, or if they're done carrying this particular version. But it's a very nice smelling soap, very slick. And by the way, Saponificio Veracino is one of those companies that actually recommends to put a little warm water on top of the soap prior to lathering. Some people call that blooming, and some people are very much against blooming because they don't like water sitting on the soap. For me, since I scrape, since I cut a sliver of the soap off and put it in the bowl, I bloomed it because there's, you know, it's not going to affect the soap or get water in my tin or anything like that. There's really no downside if you're a bowl lather to blooming if you choose. If you're someone who blooms in a tub, there's always the chance that water can get underneath your soap and cause problems. It has for me in the past. But for some people, it causes no problem whatsoever. So just be cognizant of that. And for the third pass, we're going against the grain all the way through. And again, there's very good slickness on this soap. This is definitely a good quality soap. It's Ponificio Veracino, a little pricier, but again, you do have to consider that these are triple milled, meaning essentially concentrated. A lot of air squeezed out, water, and you're getting a very hard soap. And so will likely last you longer than one of the artisanal offerings that's very soft. Very nice. Very nice. I really enjoy using this Rockwell 6S. Haven't used it for a while. The 6C, by the way, is cheaper. It's about somewhere around $50. Sometimes you can get it even cheaper. It's another good option. Again, they come with 3 plates. So you'll have a 1-2 plate, 3-4 plate, and this one is the 5-6. So if I flip, this one is on 6, but if I flipped it over, it would be on 5. 6 being the most efficient setting, 1 being the least. So I think this is a good razor to recommend to new folks, or especially for people looking for that second razor where they're looking for something different. I think an adjustable or one with multiple plates is a good option for that second razor especially. But if you're new, I suggest you stick with the low plates until you develop a feel for it. And also keep in mind, it takes time if you're new for your face to adjust to this type of shaving. It takes time for your face to adjust to the brush if you're not accustomed to it. So if you're struggling early on, understand that that's part of the learning process. Your face will adjust over time, but it's not overnight. Which is why I think you really have to be careful on how vigorously you lather early on, especially if you're using a high backbone brush. You can put a lot of fatigue on your face. And then what happens is a lot of people blame the blades or the razor, and it's actually the brush. Because when you're scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, it's likely your face is not used to that. So keep that in mind. All right. That was a very nice shave. And again, plenty of residual slickness left behind there. I am quite happy with that. And the feather was an excellent pairing with this today. Let me rinse. We'll come back, get into the post shave. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back and off cam. We did a warm water rinse. We followed it with the alum, rubbed it all over the face, almost no stinging. So that was a very nice, smooth shave. We followed the alum with a cold water rinse. And then, of course, we applied the Thayer's Cucumber Witch Hazel, magic because it's made by witches. Good stuff here. I must say I'm very impressed today with the Rockwell 6S. Once again, this one is again in blue, feather blade on plate 6. Really nice shave today. It was really, really nice. The Saponificio Veracino Colonia, or actually Asylum Shave Works is the brand, but Saponificio Veracino makes it. Colonia, really nice. Smells to me sort of like Aqua de Parma or Razor Rock Triple X. Very nice soap. I enjoyed it. Today we used the West Coast Shaving. This is the Honeycomb is what it's called. No problem with that. And we're going to finish things off today with a little Piacenza, or as Glenn Helly says, Piacenza. So we'll roll with a little of this. This is from Stirling. It's got a very similar scent, and it is good stuff. And we're just going to put a little in there and slap this on, and we'll be off to the races. And hopefully have an amazing day. And I hope wherever you are, you have an amazing day and amazing shave. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.